Hey, hi everyone who's joined. We'll wait for a couple of minutes for others to join. Then we'll get started, if that is okay. Thank you, Matt.
It's 9 o'clock.
We're just waiting for a couple of people to join because I'm seeing a lot of guys are coming and joining. Meanwhile, you can ask your questions in the Q&A section. You can drop your questions, so I can very much focus on those questions. I think a good number of joiners. Guys, okay, I think we'll give it a couple of more seconds, maybe a minute. Hey, Dennis. A lot of known names. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Yeah, it's going up. Great. Yes, this webinar will be recorded, and I'll make sure to share with all. But I would like to make sure that the questions are answered because I'll be walking you through the integrations. Yeah, absolutely. I can also help you understand what's going on with the community and how it is coming up. We'll update all that very much. Please feel free to add your questions on the Q&A section. And if anyone is not able to hear me, I hope everybody is able to hear me. So if you have any difficulty in hearing me, please let me know. I hope otherwise it's all good. Yeah, the attendees are going high. As the call is going to be recorded, I don't want to waste the time of others who joined already. Let's very much get started. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on the webinar today. We used to conduct this webinar every week, and we used to have people coming on board with us to share their experience and feedback, etc. So I thought we should restart this again because we've been engaging with a lot of people through the community, through the live chat and all that. So what I wanted to do on this call is I wanted to update what is really going on, what are the new changes that we brought into the system after we launched on AppSumo. I was looking at the number of people who registered. We have already kind of crossed the seats that we had for our today's webinar, pretty much. And what I see is around 65% are existing users, and the rest is all people looking forward to be a customer. So feel free to use the Q&A section if you have any questions in specific. But I already have a bunch of items here, which is in my list, and I'm actually going to walk through all that. And I'll be showing you in real time in terms of what are these items that I'm going to show. I'll also update you in terms of what are the different bug fixes which are critical. It's also live on the platform. So with that, I can see still people joining, but with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. And I would like to keep it this way. The next 30 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes, I'll help you understand the new items that are live. Then we'll also show you something which people were asking about, the end charge. I wanted to show it live, how the end charge is going to work for you. I also wanted to show the other things like how the rest of the integrations are going to work for you, which is already available on the AppSumo right now. And then we'll take your questions. And if you have anything which you want me to show in the live call, please feel free to comment and we'll be happy to comment that as well here. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started with the pointers that I have in my side. Great. I hope you guys are able to see my screen. If someone can maybe just say yes or anything, that will be really helpful. So I hope you're able to see my screen. So, okay, great. So getting into the first number one. So I'll go through the individual items one by one, and I'll make sure to cover everything that I have in my item. And if you think I'm missing anything, please help me remember so that I'll make sure to explain that as well. Starting with the first dashboard, we had a lot of people coming and asking, "Hey Nizam, where can I see this pending credit?" So another big confusion that people had is after activating your codes, so there will be by default, let's say 100 or 10 credits assigned to individual academy. So they used to come and complain me, "Hey Nizam, you know what? I'm seeing the less number of credits here, but I actually added more." So for them to know, this is where you can customize the total number of credits that you want to allocate. And we just brought this option also for you. For example, out of 1,000 users or 10,000 users allocated to this particular academy, how many people are left? How many users are left? So if you could see here, there is already 1,110 plus users already consumed, and there is these many are total. So this is the first point which I would like to highlight from the dashboard, just to tell you that you will also be able to see the number of credits pending from an academy, from an individual academy point of view. That's number one. And going to individual academies, I'll just go to the dashboard as an admin. So if you see the dashboard, we actually brought multiple changes inside the dashboard. So if I go to the courses, and you might have already seen this, but I'm just sharing it for those who might have not realized what are the changes. So when you click on the plus button, we have a new UI coming here. There is it's a pretty neat UI now, because before it was all crowded. This is actually going live yesterday. This is again kind of optimized. For example, if I want to enable this live course view, it actually comes as an extra window inside the same pop-up. So a couple of changes here. One, the UI is improvised for adding a new course. Number one. Number two is, see, this section that you see here, we have defaulted the number of minutes to 10. Otherwise, it was coming 000, and people were getting confused in terms of what is it, how do we, do you actually want me to add hours or minutes, etc. So we kind of defaulted to 10 minutes here. So if they want to change it, you can change it. Another option what we brought here is, there is also an option called hide duration. So many of you kind of came back to me saying that, "Hey Nizam, I don't really have this duration for my courses, because sometimes this go long as a week, sometimes this go long as a month, etc." So if you don't want this duration to be shown, so let me show you. I'll just log in as a dummy user also at the same time. So let's say if I log in, this is my actual demo academy, not demo academy, working academy for my own customers, sorry, my own employees. When I onboard them, what I do is I give them access. So this asks if you want to hide it from the users. What you can do is you can simply disable this hide duration. So what happens is that hours will not be visible for the users. So it will be like a plain one. That's the other update that we have. Another option we had is on the same page. This is something that you might have not noticed, because this was done. This is going live yesterday. we have something called tags here. So we actually add another option called tags here, where I can have, let's say, if I want to group this, I want to group this again. So we have a group which is mainly, we have this group, which is mainly for controlling the access of which user can see what, right? So all these are my employee groups. What you can also do is I can have another control variant. Let's say what I can do is I can give some tags like intro. This is one tag. Then I can give another tag like about, etc. And I save it. So what happens is automatically tags get appeared here. And the other advantage of this tag is, you will have a filter where you can filter by tags. Let's say if I want to filter by a particular tag, only whatever tags that has intro will come here. And if I just want to remove this, I can just remove it as well. The same tags are going to be visible for your students also, for your employees also. So even if they will also have this filter option on their homepage, as you see here, there is a filter option here. So this is a user interface, by the way. So even for the users, they will be able to filter by a tag and they'll be able to see the access. So we have again given you one more options where you can control the grouping of your courses here. So that's the other interesting feature that we just took live. So please feel free to use your own tags. Most importantly, let's say if I want to use the same tag in the next section also, let's say if I want to use about here once again, you can use about and don't worry about duplication. Whatever that you enter, even if it is coming twice, we will not be duplicating it here. So you can see there is only one about here. So you don't have to worry about duplicating. And one more thing that you should notice, we have also added a filter where you can filter by a group. So if I want to see what are the courses that I've already given access to the C-level group, right? So I should be able to select the C-level and I should be able to apply. The group will not be available for your students to read. This is only for the admins to basically filter. So make sure to use these filter options or the tag options. So you'll be able to get the best out of it. Another very important thing which many people have missed. So we already have reorder option here. So if you want to reorder the courses the way how it appears, please feel free to use the reorder option that you have. This is for the admins. So this is another item that I wanted to show you. And this is a very important update. This tag is a very important update. Another important feature is if you go to the admin panel, so you will have the control in terms of, you have more controls here. So you will have the control in order to decide, this is available only for 5 code and plus. If you want to disable Academy built with option, so you will be very much be able to hide this so that built with Academy option will not be available in the login page. So that is also a new update that we added. So you can very much go and disable that. And another feature that we have is privacy policy. So in the login page, so if you go to the login page, there are by default, we have some 2 privacy policies. There is a terms of service and privacy statement. If you want to replace these links with your own, if you want to replace with your own privacy policies, feel free to add it here so that those links will get automatically updated to yours. That is another very important feature that we added. That is also done. Then something else which we added recently was, if you go to the, I hope you're all able to hear me, just double checking. Yeah. So if you go to the lessons, like managing your lessons option, we have also added an option where you can drip the lessons also. Like, let's say if I want to unlock this particular course after 2 days of the user registered, like let's say if I put this here 2, or if I put 10 here, this will be only accessible by the users after 10 days of his registration. So after getting access to this academy, he will be allowed to click and access this particular lesson only after 10 days. So the drip is also enabled in the lessons as well. That is also another addition that we have done after the AppSumo launch. Another very important feature that we took live is, so we were using Let's Encrypt as your SSL, as your SSL certificate, but we have migrated our complete domains and the certificates to premium SSL, which is provided by the Amazon. So we have done some changes in the domain section also. This was not like this before, because every 3 months the SSL used to get expired and we had to reinitiate again. But this will automatically get renewed after 1 year. This is the premium SSL, and this will not be like expired after 3 months. And we're actually paying for every academy and every month to Amazon. So this is also another enhanced item that we have done here. And I'm not really sure whether I discussed about the free flow, which is another very important update that we had recently. So not sure whether you might have noticed when you log in as a student. So let me log in as a student, Nizam, and yeah, so I'm logging in as a student here. And while, let's say, if I'm going through this particular academy, let's say, it will actually force me to complete the current course that I'm running to go to the next one. So I cannot just click and go to the next lesson, because it is actually forcing me to do it. So what free flow, if you click on the edit, there is an option called enable free flow. Or when you're clicking on a new course creation, there's an option called enable free flow. So when you use those options, you will actually release the control where the students will be able to freely click on any of the lessons and see it. So that is also another very important feature that we added. I think I'll just make a, yeah. That is also another very important feature that we added called free flow, which you will be able to, and that is available for all the codes, even from the 1 code to 2 code, etc. And another, which was like a bug, but what we have done also is that for those, so a couple of people were reporting, even if there is no certificate for the user, the certificate icon was appearing. So we have fixed that issue where the certificate icon will not be appeared if there is no eligible certificates for the particular student while he is logging in. That is also kind of done. And very important feature. So I know you're all teachers and or you're all experts and you want to launch your courses. So we have launched a feature called coupons, and the coupons will basically help you launch your. There are multiple use cases for this coupon. So one use case is if you want to launch your academy in AppSumo, if you want to run an academy in AppSumo, what you can do is you can simply go to the coupons. And what you can also do is that once there is also a coupon generator here. So I can, if I want to generate 3 codes with a length of 8, and I want to just give a prefix of 10. And while generating this group, I want this coupon to be associated with a particular group of user group. So let's say I want this group to be associated with the national head group. Let's say this is a dummy group. What will happen is it will automatically generate 3 coupons here, and it will be automatically assigned to the group ID, national head. What you can do is you can export, you can create 10,000 code source, and you can give it to the AppSumo for publishing your courses inside the AppSumo. And availability, meaning whether it is already redeemed or not, you will also have the option to delete it and export it if required. Another couple of very interesting items that we're going to have here. So let's say if you are having a bunch of free courses as well as some premium courses. So what you can do is you can enable this coupon at the time of registration. So when you enable at the time of registration, what happens is when someone tried to create an account inside the academy, they will have an option to also enter the coupon code. You can also make it mandatory, which means a coupon is mandatory for anyone to come and sign up. So why this is going to be helpful is you can keep this as non-mandatory. The registration or the coupon can be made as non-mandatory. I'm just going to save this just to show you how it works. So hope you remember that we have a flexibility of assigning a user who is creating an account using registration push. to be automatically assigned to a default group. So we have a bunch of groups here. I'm just giving you a sample. Let's say you have a bunch of groups on the users page. You have a flexibility where you can control of what is the default group. So you can create a group called free, and you can mention that as if default group. And when anyone tries to register without a coupon code, they will be automatically assigned to that default group, which is free. And they're also going to give you an option of redeeming coupon inside the Academy also. So let's say you can also run a pop-up or any upselling activities. You can also run a pop-up using tooltip.io or using convert box, etc. And the reason why I recommend convert box and other channels is like you will be able to automatically run those pop-ups based on the behavior of student inside the academy. Let's say that if there is a free user who finishes course 1, course 2, then you want to show the pop-up saying that, hey, would you like to upgrade to premium? These are the contents that you have in premium. Then there you can connect your third-party payment links where you can automatically distribute the coupon. So plug and pay is an example where you can accept the payment and distribute the coupon automatically, because plug and pay has the option of bulk importing the coupons, and when someone makes a payment, it will release individual codes to their customer. So when they receive that coupon code, they'll be able to come to the dashboard, click on redeem option inside the dashboard, and they will get automatically added to the additional groups as per what I've configured here. So additional groups that I've configured here, and let's say the premium courses are tagged to those additional groups, they'll be easily get access to the premium content as well. So there are multiple use cases here. So coupons are going to be very helpful for you if you want to publish your courses in AppSumo, if you want to run a payment somewhere else, if you want to automatically distribute some coupons based on some other additions. So you might have some existing courses or existing e-commerce features where people buy. And if you want to automatically generate and release this coupon codes to the users where they can come and sign up. So you can very much look at those as all these options. And this coupon is actually available for all the codes. We have not restricted for 1 code or 2 code or 5 code, etc. And like I mentioned, the export is also available here. You can very much get this for the export also. So the coupons exported as well. That is another most important thing. And what is also going to be is that under the settings, another very important feature which we added after the AppSumo, under the setting, there is an option called design, and this is available for 5+ codes. And this design is going to allow you to, control the font size, colors, description colors, font size, etc. for the course listing, for the lesson listing, for the buttons, for the quiz, etc. And if you want to change some fonts based on some fonts that are available in, say, the Google APIs and all that, you will also be able to change the font. So all the fonts in our platform will get changed to this. So if you have some specific font that you want to convert the whole academy to, you can very much use this design feature. But this design is available only for 5+ codes. Another feature that we took live today, I'm sorry if my things are faster, because I want to continue within 30 minutes and then show some integrations and then answer your questions. Another feature that we added today is, let's say if you want to restrict your authors in seeing the courses each other. For example, let's say I've invited user 1, user 2 as different authors. And if I don't want the user 1 to see the content that is created by user 2, or if I don't want the user 1 to see the content that is created by me, you can very much enable this so that users will not see, the authors will not see the courses each other. This will be restricted. And if you also want to display the name of the course creator inside the dashboard, for example, I'll just enable this and show you. I can just save this and let me log out and let me log in as a normal user. So you can see the name is coming here. There is Nizamuddin Valiyatu. Also, there's 2 tags that I've added is also here, and I can also filter by, let's say, intro, and only the course with intro comes here, and I can just simply remove it and apply. Sorry, apply again. So now all the other courses will continue. So the course author's name is automatically added to the section. So if you want to display the name of the author, that is also very much possible now. This is another feature that we added today that we actually took live today. That is also something that you can look at. So settings is done, and this is also done. So there are many things like this that you very much having, which is currently going on, and I'm sure that you at least go to know one extra feature today on the call. And we were working on the Stripe integration for from a couple of days, but we could not take that live because we did not get the approval from the QA team. There were some issues while they're trying to do the testing. So it is pushed back to the technical team again. Hopefully, we should be able to take it live mostly in a couple of days. Apologies for the delay, but hope soon as possible you will have our own Stripe integration coming for you, so that you can add your Stripe account and start accepting payment. And how we are doing it is similar way only. You can actually give a free access to users. They can register, come to the academy, and they'll have an option to upgrade their account to a premium. And you will also have an option to create multiple pricing plans based on different groups. So when you create a pricing plan, you can decide what are the groups should get added, this user get added when a pricing and a payment is done by this user. So then when they make the payment, automatically the user will be added to a user group. Then the courses of the user group will be automatically unlocked for them. So everything, every permission that the access is like interconnected to the user groups. I hope you are very well aware of this user group functionalities. So I kind of done with the functionalities and the features that we have done. Another very important update that we had is so there is a discussion available inside the courses. Inside the courses for individual lessons, there is a discussion available. We have made it available for all the users, starting from code 1. The discussion inside individual lessons. Before it was available only for 5+ code, we made it available for all the users. So that is also another update which I would like to give. So yeah, so these are the updates that I have noted, which I hope I did not miss anything, which is very important. Also, we added a lot of missing languages, like, whatever that are reported by the users in order to, like, in terms of missing languages, we have added it already. And we also fix some issues, like, let's say if a session is logged out, session is over. So because it is an enterprise focused application, when your window is inactive for some time, there's automatically your session will get logged out. So what happens is that it was showing an error page, and it was not showing that the session expired. So people were confused. Now, when the session expires, we're automatically redirecting the user to the login page, saying that the session expired. This is also done. Another issue which was reported by many of our users were, like, when you invite a user and when the user clicks on that link again, even after accepting, it was showing an error saying that something went wrong or this is an error link, which was actually confusing. So now we are redirecting that link to your login page, even after the link is expired, so that there is no confusion that people are going to have. And another thing is, let's say if you have a PDF uploaded, so when you uploaded a PDF to, let's say, your main domain, your subdomain of, let's say, academic.acadle.com, but your students are viewing the data from your own domain, abc.abc.com. There was some bug in terms of the data was not coming correct. People were asked to log in again. We have also fixed it because it was because of the domain cross verifications. So that is also kind of managed. So these are a few items that we also fixed in the last couple of days. So I would love to, I don't think I have taken even 30 minutes to explain, because I was like, I wanted to make it faster. I hope I kind of answered a lot of these questions. I'm definitely gonna answer your questions to the questions that you're asking. But before that, I will also show you a couple of integrations that you can do. Then I'll go to the questions part, right? So this was MarkQuest was another tool available in the App Store. I think they were done. So you can very much embed MarkQuest inside this. This is a sample of how MarkQuest can be embedded inside the course. So let's say, would you like to, okay, I can click here. So this is an interesting tool that you can very much consider if you want to run some beautiful quizzes inside Acadle. This is possible. So you can integrate this if you want. Next is, let's say if you want to run, okay, I'll just log out. let's say I go to this third-party integrations page. Marcus demo is something that I was showing before. And if I go to the next page, this is also another demo, sorry, deal that is available in the App Store. If you want to embed things like this, you should be able to easily embed this. Or if you want to embed native forms, I think this native form is also another LTD that is available in the online. So you can very much have some external forms embedded. So embedding is something which is going to be very much possible for you. You can have killer play, which is also something if you want to hide your YouTube with a beautiful player. Killer player can be very much added here so that it won't take the YouTube logo, share button, etc. Wadu can be very much added. Wadu TV can be added here. You can have a YouTube video or anything which can be embedded inside using the Wadu TV. There are many other integrations that is very much possible if you really find. So we're also trying to, and by the way, I mean, many people asked. So there's also another tool deal that is available in the App Store, which is mainly for running live stream. And this is also very much possible. We have tested this, and this is also very much possible. So what you can do is if you're running a live stream, you will be able to stream it live to your students in the Acadle also. So we have an option called live courses. I'm sure you know what is live courses. So when you do a live streaming to the Acadle, you can very much use this. When you start, there is an embed code option here. Copy this embed code, and you can very much copy this embed code. I'll show you where it is. Let's say if I'm going to log out and it's logged in as an admin. When you're creating a course, there is an option called live courses. So here I can give third party and I can include that embed here, and I can schedule this for a particular date. So that embed, when you start playing inside the vLoud, you will easily be able to show the same content inside Acadle also for your students. So that is also something which is already possible. Wadu TV have explained, killer player, then vLoud explained. Let me show you something about Encharge. Let me show this integration in live. So I have already created an account here. And you just need one code of Encharge to actually achieve this. What I can do is, let me take the code from the site tracking. So please make a note of the steps. You can go here, you can go to site tracking, and you can copy this particular code, and you can come back to your own academy. So I'm just logging in as an admin to this academy. And after logging in, what I can do is I can go to admin, and I can go to integrations and go towards Encharge. So I can paste the script here, but this will only track the movements. It will not track the email ID and the activity. What you can do is you can click here to view the parameters. You can copy the script of all these parameters. And if you want to remove this, you can very much remove this and copy only the rest. So what you can do is you can copy this and you can paste here also just next to the previous script, and I can save this. And after saving this, make sure to enable this particular Encharge feature. So so I have logged in, I've added this Encharge script to this particular module. And let me log out and log in as a normal user to this. So I'm logging in as a normal user. And what happens is when I log in as a normal user, and let me go back to the Encharge, and if I see the people, you can see that Nizam, that particular user has come automatically here. Haizam Ali has my baby's name, and I just used my email ID to use. But so the data that you automatically got here is, so I just access sales playbook. I also got the identity details here. So you get the name, full name, you get when was the last activity, you get when was the user created, what is the ID of this particular user, and what are the pages that I covered. And you have a bunch of details here. Plus, you will also be getting a lot of information based on the courses that you complete, etc. So after getting people to come and create their credentials here, sorry, automatically get updated here, what you can do is you can create segment. Let's say I can create a segment saying that I need users who basically accessed, who logged in the last 7 days. So I can see that even page visit, pages, time window has visited a particular page. So we have multiple pages inside the courses. No? That is also, I don't think necessarily possible, but let me try. Let's say if you want to get the field is group ID. And if you want to dynamically pass group IDs, we have multiple group IDs here. And if you want to group the segment based on what is a group ID, then automatically when a user comes in, the users will get automatically get added to this particular group ID, and you will be able to run your own flow. So let's say if you want to target an automated email only for a particular segment that you created, you can very much have that managed here using the flow. So how do you add it is you can very much add using this, sorry, using the script that I've shown you there, and you will be able to bring the people data here, and you will also be able to create your own segments based on the data that is getting generated through Acadle. So we are actually going to send you enough informations like, let me just go back and see if I can get the data refreshed. I think it has some limited data now to separate it. So if you want to create a segment for users who did not log in last 30 days, what you can do is you can create a segment wherein last activity is greater than you can give a particular date. So that can be one segment for creating for tracking users which are logged in before 30 days, and you can get automatic emails. You can send automatic mails saying, hey, we are missing you in our academy. We have a new content that is created. Would you like to have a look at it? So sort of campaigns can be sent. So it is actually easy for you. And you can see all the data within the Encharge dashboard itself. So with this, what I'll do is I'll go through individual questions and let me come back to the questions that you have. Yeah, so I'm actually going through the questions that you have shared with us. Yeah, so about the integrations, I think community solutions and integration. So we have a company which is a community again. They have already started using a solution as an inbuilt academy using our embed feature. So we recently had an embed webinar focused on the embed feature, and we've shared that detailed 1 hour webinar inside our community also. You can very much go to our community page and see the video. We have explained how to use the embed inside any third-party applications. Also, our community feature is also coming live soon as possible. We have pretty much completed the design part. We are bringing some more controls who can use the community feature within your academy, who will have the right permission, read permission, and all that. So we are very much towards bringing it live, maybe by this month itself, as soon as possible. The next question is there a possibility that you can add check boxes to mark what you complete as a student per lesson? So this is a very important feedback that we got, and we already add this to a roadmap. So every like you've seen the private note section, you've seen the section where you can add discussions, etc. There, one more module, one more section is going to get added. They called checklist. So you will be able to add a bunch of checklists there, and the user will be able to mark as completed or not. And you can also put some control saying that unless these things are completed, you cannot let the user continue to the next page. Or unless the 50% of this particular items are completed, you cannot let the user to proceed to the next page. So this is something that we have in our roadmap already, and that is something that we plan to build for sure. Why did you say how many AppSumo codes do we have to purchase to get everything you're discussing? Okay, I think to get everything. I mean, all the features in Acadle without any restrictions. You need 10 codes. But most of the features that I discussed, the author limitation, the coupons, the restriction of seeing what the students should be seeing, the free flow, the hiding duration, etc. All of this are available in the code 1 itself. The design is available in the code 5, and the built with Acadle, hiding that option of built with Acadle is available in the code 5. And the options for the code 10, the other features like the community and stream with Acadle. So we're also coming up with our own streaming solution, where you can start streaming to your students within Acadle itself with our own solution. That is actually coming in the 10 code. So all those are in the 10 code. Then you want to have multiple academies for different client. How best to use my course to accomplish this? Yeah, absolutely. So the main reason why, so this is a unique feature in AppSumo, right? Because in all the previous LMS features, they give you one academy with maybe as many users you want. But in our case, we have given you multiple academies. All of these academies are individual to its own character. Like, for example, it has its own URL. It has its own users. It has its own content. The admins are different. So all of these are different. Like, for example, I can create one called abc.nizam.com, which is one academy. I can have my own users and content there. I can have xyz.nizam.com, which can be another academy. And in our AppSumo also, if you go and see from 3rd code onwards, you're unlocking sub accounts, which is option for you to create multiple academies. And 10th code gives you 16 of those academies. So, and when I'm telling you 16 of those, even though you have 8,000 users, you will be easily be able to allocate those 8,000 users to, let's say, 500 to one academy, 100 to another academy, 200 to another academy. So when you have clients, when you have enterprise clients, etc., and if you want to give them, you can basically charge them by user also. You can allocate the users based on your requirement for each academies, and you can start using it. Are you going to have a live video class such as Zoom? Yes. That is also something. So we have got connected with the Zoom team, and they've given us their APIs and SDKs and all that. And we're definitely going to explore that so that you can use your Zoom inbuilt inside the Acadle. That is something that we've already started looking into, and I'm sure you'll be having as soon as possible. How is the integration with wishlist member coming along? We haven't started looking at the wishlist API itself because we wanted to finish a lot of other things, the priority items, which we already committed to our people about the 5 code and 10 code. We wanted to have those features coming up live as soon as possible. And we hope to finish that all by the end of next month or this month. Because it is going to be very important for you to get the promise that I already given to be delivered. So that's what I'm focusing on first. Then we'll have all the integration that you guys have discussed and with all the possible integrations, which is going to happen here. When someone posts a discussion panel, is there notifications? Yes, I have already asked my team to prioritize it because I'm getting a lot of requests on this. You will soon be able to get this mostly by the next week. So there'll be one more menu coming on top called notifications. And what happens is, let's say if I'm an author and if I get a discussion initiated by somebody, I'll get a notification. Plus, if I'm a user also, if I got some replies to my question that I asked in the discussion, I also get notification. So we should be able to very much get this feature of notification coming to you maybe in a week max. Zoom integration, like I mentioned already, we will definitely have Zoom integration because we've already started looking at their SDKs and APIs. What software? So I'm using Zoho for live streaming now, and Zoho is also a pretty decent one, and it's not that really costly. So Zoho Meeting is the application name. It has the option of white labeling. As you can see, it is white labeled to my domain show.acadle.com. You can very much search for Zoho Meeting and start trying this. Any news on the Thrive card? Yes, Thrive card is actually a list here. The problem is we wanted to take the Thrive card live after the Stripe. Last week, because of the team did not approve this with the, which did not approve the Stripe integration because it had issues. We wanted to take the Stripe at the earliest, maybe by this week itself, because We want that to be stable. And then after Stripe goes live, we will take only maximum 2 days to take the Stripe card also live. The first priority is Stripe, and when that is done, then we will soon have the Stripe card also going live. Have you integrated with ConnectSet? Yes, we already have integrated with ConnectSet. We already have integrated with Tably Connect. We're already available in Integrately. So all that platforms you can very much use to do any integrations that you want. I think there's a certifier that you're referring to. So I actually connected to the founders of Certifier a couple of months back, and they've given us all the materials for us to go and integrate. But the reason is that again, the number of requests on the site was less. Plus, we wanted to focus on our major important features rather than going into Certifier. So we have the materials available with us, and we really want this to push. I will see if I can make this quickly as possible. Any update on the white label mobile app? Every question that you ask here, I'm definitely going to comment, except any personal questions. White label app. So nowhere we published that we are going to release a white label app. And the reason why we did not publish it or talk about this is we don't want to have a conflict in future. But out of the story, out of the webinar, mobile app is going to be very important at this particular era of people are going to be 100% mobile. We are definitely going to have mobile app. The differentiator is going to be, I am not going to give this mobile app name Acadle. It is going to be very generic, like an academy or something like that, which is not going to affect any your users. Like for example, if you want to have your students coming here, you don't have to say that go and download Acadle. Instead, you can say a very generic name. We'll be using a generic name which will not conflict our name or your name, etc. And there will be a unique ID generated for all of you, and you can give that ID to your students. So when they log in, they can enter that ID. This is for detecting what is the user, what is the academy of this user. Then when they will be shown with the login pin, they'll be able to access it. Another setting that we're also planning to give is, we'll also give you a control where you can upload your name and the logo separately, so that after the first login of the student, the name of the app gets updated to your app. So there are some workarounds like this, which is something which we've already investigated and found. This will help your white label problem, and you're not going to worry about Acadle name to be shown in the Academy app. And there is also an option where we can change the name and the logo once the user log in for the first time. So that is also doable. We know how to do it. So that is also going to be tried out. Can I update the user GB size if needed? Any limits, cost, how to order? Okay. User, you can very much, I think, but right now, if you want to do it, how people are doing it, I'll tell you. Let's say if you want more users and only one academy, you can buy more codes and you can convert those academy into users. So one academy is equal to 500 users, or one academy is equal to a set of team members. We don't want to play with the storage. The reason I'll tell you, storage is actually a costly game, and I definitely don't want to bother you guys in the future saying that, hey, my storage cost is very high, because going down from a storage is not going to be possible. So if I have, let's say, 100 GB, I have to keep 100 GB. I cannot cut down to 50 GB. But from a platform point of view, I can very much come up with any sort of solution to reduce my cost. But in terms of the storage, I'll not be able to. So my goal, my relationship with you wants to be a long run. I don't want to disappoint at any stage. That's why I'm not really playing with the storage part. But if you really want to have the users and the team members to go ahead, you can very much buy more codes and you can exchange your academy with the codes to the users and team members if you want. So that is the option available. Will you integrate SCORM or, yeah, SCORM is something which we had from our mind from beginning. From the beginning, we had this because, this is actually getting used by many people. And I already have the template. We also get the zip format and the templates, etc. We are yet to explore that yet, but I am very much sure. I'm going to be sure, but I don't have a timeline, because the reason why I cannot tell a timeline is, first I want to close everything that I've already added in my pricing page. Plus, this is technology. I mean, for myself itself, last week, It was very hard. We had cyclone. We still have a lot of issues. And from the technology point of view, last week we wanted to take the Stripe live, but due to some items, we could not, because technology is something that you cannot expect the same way like you build something. So sometimes it may go beyond your expectations. Sometimes you'll have to break everything because things are not going right. The SCORM timeline ET, I don't want to mention the timeline here, but you can expect this year for sure. I'm definitely going to bring that because we're getting a lot of requests. Next question, if I select 5 code, I see all onboarding plan feature. When I select 10 code, it changes to all training plan feature. Can you elaborate? Yeah. So which means if you go to our Acadle.com pricing, I'm just going to the pricing page now, so we can share the screen. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen here. If you go to the pricing page, we have 3 different plans. One is marketing, second is onboarding, third is training. Marketing plan has all those features. So from 1 code to 5 code, you will be under the marketing plan. All the academies that you create will be under the marketing plan. From 5 code to 10 code, all the academies under your account will be under the onboarding plan. So all the features under this onboarding plan will be available inside. All the academies, let's say if you have 5 academies, all the 5 academies will have all these features. Let's say if you're buying 10 code, you are getting 16 academies, and all the 16 academies are going to have all the features of our training plan. So this is actually a very important thing, because when you buy 10 code, you are actually going to unlock all our features for lifetime in the code 10 for all the 16 academies that you're going to buy. We have users who bought 30, 40, etc., 40 codes and 100 codes and all that. But again, if they buy it, all the academies that comes under their account, which is going to have the highest, which is the training plan. So I hope I elaborated that. Hi Nizam, drip content is great tool. I code the content will be delivered next day after entering the course. How about time? The content will be unlocked considering the subscription time to, yeah. So it's based on the days. If you're talking about the time, it's not exactly like 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock. It is unlocked at the 10th day, 9th day, 7th day, etc. So you don't really have to worry about time. Like for example, let's say if I logged in today, if I registered my account today, and I have set up a course, a trip past 7, then from today's 7th day only, that course will get automatically popped for me. And till that, I will not be able to see that particular course. There is also an unlock option. So you can say that 10th day, you want to disappear that. So if you use the unlock option, 10th day, automatically that course will get disappeared from the user. And if you want to show that, okay, this is going to be unlocked or disappeared in 3 days, you will be able to mention that also, so that there will be a timer which is running, which is going to be very clear for the user, saying that, okay, this course is going to be disappearing in 2 days. So that is also something which is available for you if you want to look at from a drip and non-drip point of view. Coming to the generic app, I love generic app idea. Thank you so much for that. And that is exactly what we want to build. We want to make sure that, this is going to be useful. I mean, I have no use of keeping it with me with my own name. I want to make sure that this is going to be useful for all of us, and you don't have to really invest anything more on the white labeling part here. Another question, on the bottom corner of the dashboard, it says 2021 Acadle V19. If you have an Acadle agency, would this to change to our agency? I don't know what you mean by agency name. In the deal that we're selling on AppSumo right now, it is not an agency deal, it's a sub-account deal. For the admin, in the footer, Acadle will be there. We're not going to remove that because it's the admin plan. Our offering on the AppSumo was sell or give white labeled academies for students. So it's going to be the student interface. From the 5 point onwards, you will have nowhere a sign of Acadle. The email can be changed, the domain can be changed. Every other places that we show Acadle can be very much disabled. So those options are right now there. But for the agencies, we have something called Acadle.agency. You can very much go and see the details about this particular feature. So this is something where you can launch your own SaaS product. So like everything that you see here with the name of Acadle can be in your brand name. So let's say if I want to launch my own LMS platform tomorrow, where I can give it to my customers will get some sign up, create a trial account, then pay to me directly, etc. Everything is going to be in your name. Even the trial page is going to be in your name. So I'll give you a sample here, the sample agency trial page. So even the academy, someone creates a dummy account, it is actually getting created under the name of the agency, and the logos is going to be yours. You can have your own website saying that, hey, Wowmine is an LMS for enterprises, and the core differentiator is that we'll be giving it to you for a discounted price. Let's say the $39 plan will be given to you for $39, and what you can do is the same $39 can be sold for $59 or $69 or whatever you want to your customers, and will not be coming in between. Along with it, you can offer additional services like marketing, content writing, managing, etc., etc. So this is also available if you want a pure white label platform, just like Acadle, where people can come sign up and you can proudly say that I have a new SaaS platform. So we have spent thousands of dollars here. So we are going to let you use it in your name, but there is a one-time cost here, by the way. And the rest is going to be a revenue share between both of us. So you can very much look at this if you're interested. That is also possible. Plus, we are running a weekly. Tomorrow we have a exclusive webinar on this topic, only on the agency topic. If you wish, you can very much join the webinar which is coming tomorrow. What server redundancy do you use? So we are completely on AWS. We have all the load balancers and RTS, everything set up, which is all auto scale, which is all in auto scale mode. And yours is like completely, your data is secured. It's on multi-tenant system, a typical enterprise system. We also have done all our VAPTs and all that. If you want, we can very much share a copy of our VAPT if you're working with an enterprise company. So it's pretty much stable, auto scalable, data secured, and we have handled all the we pretty much, I mean, from the beginning, we have all our status page and all that. You can see that it is almost live all the time. There was not much of downtime at all. So I hope I answered all the questions. I can see the questions here. Whatever questions that I had here on my Q&A, I have pretty much answered. I'll wait for another, maybe we have 5 more minutes, but I'll wait for maybe 2 more minutes. And if you don't have any questions, we can say bye for now, and we'll see you again next week. Or if anybody wants to come and talk, you can raise your hands. I can allow you to talk. That is also doable. Yeah. If anybody wants to talk, please raise your hand. There is an option to raise your hand. I can very much enable mic for you, and you should be able to talk. I hope I don't know, there can be 2 takeaways. One, I did the presentation well, or the other one is the presentation is not okay, people go confused. So I think the presentation is okay. I kind of covered everything that I wanted to say. Feel free to text me, email me on nizam@acadle.com. We'll try to reply at the earliest. I hope I'm like done. It's already 59 minutes. 1 more minute to go. If you don't have anything else, we can talk for the day and maybe see you next week or see you in the community. Yeah, thank you so much for the questions. Yeah, there was 1 more question. Any update on the badge design? Yes, I have already made it prioritized. The problem is, so there's an interesting feature given by this, right? So I was so happy hearing this from Claire. So what he's done is, he told me that he has a bunch of designs already with him. We can provide that as a default library. So I was actually thinking about bringing it sooner, then we had this stuck with multiple items in the last few days. So we could not But I'm going to actually prioritize it. Let me write it down right away to bring a library of all the badges and library of badges. I'm going to work on it quickly as possible. Guys, we should first test with the team how hard is it or easy is it. There's another question on, can we mail merge tags and charge? Can we mail merge tags and charge? I don't understand this question, but the groups will send along with the charge. So if you want to use that as use that as an element where you can create segments and all that, that is, I think, very much going to be used. And Nat, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for saying it was good. And Tony, thank you so much for joining. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Shukriya, shukriya. And stay safe. That's the exact thing which I want to say you, Nikhil. And everyone, please stay safe. And it's very, very hard to keep up. I wish you everyone all the best, and please stay safe and stay at home, and have a good day, have a good week, have a good year ahead. Thank you so much for joining again, and see you soon. Bye bye. Namaste. Namaste.